All right, welcome to episode 1 of Fun Facts or Rower Fun Facts. And today we're going to talk about the damper. Do you know what the damper is? Because maybe you don't. The damper is the little dial always on the right side of the rower. So the rower has the big circle thing that you're looking at when you're rowing, and that circle thing contains the fan. I don't know if you knew this or not, but there is no electricity happening with the rower. It is completely mechanical outside of the screen you're looking at. And the resistance is provided only by air, and you are going to provide the effort. So that contraption, the circle, it contains the fan that you are making go when you pull on the chain or you pull on the handles. And the damper, which is a dial that goes from 1 to 10, all that it does is open or close basically the vent that allows air in. And so the higher you go, the more air is allowed in, and the lower you go, the less air is allowed in. Meaning the higher you're setting, the more resistance you're going to feel. But there are misconceptions about this. And I am patient zero of these kinds of misconceptions. And I'm sure that I've given out bad information about the damper at times during my coaching career. So let's set it straight. Essentially, the way in which the damper should be thought about is professional rowers, or maybe not professionals, but experienced rowers, use it to simulate different types of boats, for lack of a better phrase. So the lower numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the like, are going to simulate something that's sleeker, something that's faster, likely something that they're going to be rowing themselves. Whereas the higher numbers are going to simulate the feel of, I don't know, for lack of a better comparison, the Titanic compared to 1, right? Something that's going to be slow moving, something that's going to be harder to move through space. Now, the misconception is because there is more resistance, that is harder for you, and therefore you are going to burn more calories just by virtue of the fact that you've set the damper higher. But that is not the case. That is most certainly not the case. All that it adjusts is the feel. The feel. What it can't do for you is replicate effort. And so you should think of the damper setting as being something that is unique to you, or that you find, that you have to find the comfort level on. And if I'm being 100% honest with you, you would have to, in an ideal world, find it, and it would be different on every rower. Unless you have a ton of brand new rowers. But all of our rowers, outside of the most recent 2 or 3, probably vary in age, vary in maintenance, although we've got some great maintenance, thanks Ed. And therefore, the damper settings are going to feel different on all of them. And you should be willing, in fact, November is a great time to feel like I can try out different damper settings. And I personally have been doing this for November so far. I was someone who was like, the higher the setting, the better. I'll crush more calories that way. All that I'm really doing by setting a higher damper setting is making my upper back maybe get a resistance training feel to it, but I'm not burning more calories, and most certainly the machine is not giving me credit for more calories by doing that. I found, as a serial 10 damper haver, that when I actually brought it down to 6, that felt more comfortable and I was able to pull harder. So all of this to say, the damper is not going to define or even enable additional or less calories. The only thing that can do that is your effort. So it is absolutely possible to pull for 130 to 150 in 10 minutes calories at a 1 setting. And also it is possible to do that at a 10 setting. Which of the settings is going to be more comfortable for you? Now, if we were to be as technical as possible about this topic, there is something that is more accurate called drag factor. And drag factor is how slowly or quickly, in fact, the flywheel, the thing spinning inside the fan, what is the rate at which it slows down, right? All that to say that because of the different maintenance, maybe there's dust in a flywheel. I know there is in my personal rower. You could adjust for, or you could reconcile basically, hey, the rower over here on a 3 damper I feel great, and the rower over here on a 6 damper I feel great. You could reconcile across those by looking for the drag factor but the number on a rower, which is a thing that we can look at on the screen. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, I've been really getting into that kind of stuff just for Rowember and having to learn about this stuff and do videos like this. But the point of this video, one thing and one thing only: don't think that there's a specific damper setting that you need to be at, or one that provides some of our athletes with better calorie output than others. The most important thing, one, is your effort, and two, is where your comfort level lies. That's it. Try out different ones. That's what I'm doing. Every time I participate in my 10 minutes, what I do is try a different damper setting and log the results. I'm just gonna be a nerd about it, I also make note of which rower I used. All right, so I don't expect everybody to do that. All I think I want you to get out of this is try different damper settings. If you didn't already know, now you know.